What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to Let's Play Assassination Flashpoint. It's time for episode 5 of the release version Chrome difficulty playthrough. They have done 2 updates since launch, primarily cosmetic and small bug fixes, so no major new content yet, but as it stands, we need money. We're basically out of cash. We gotta upgrade our safe house, we gotta buy some new gear, and we've got, I guess maybe not actually our hardest mission to date just yet, but it's gonna be relatively difficult. It's an assassination mission on a cramped map against Bravestar, which is going to be the strongest faction in the game. I'm expecting they might even have drones as the reinforcements. That'll be pretty scary, considering our team has a level 3 character in it. So I hope we're powerful enough, but we've got the same squad as last time, hoping that Reaper's talents can come through. We classed her into Sniper, got some pretty good stuff, but realistically, because we invested in our safe house, we have still not bought any new gear. Let's hope it goes well, though. We at least bought some leverage, so that'll help a little bit. Let's get into it. It's going to be an extremely tight hit. The VIP will be arriving soon, and we'll head directly for the security zone. If they can reach it, we'll have missed our chance to take them out. I don't have it triangulated yet, but I will know exactly where they are headed soon. We're moving to take a commanding position without kicking the bee's nest yet. Patch us their exit point as soon as you know. We do not know the VIP exit just yet. We should advance for the center, maintaining stealth if possible. At the end of the first turn, we'll know the exit, and at the second turn, they will arrive. If any guards are alert, the VIP and their entourage will arrive alert as well. So, yeah, the difficulty is we've got Bravestar here. Now, their basic guards aren't too much better compared to other basic guards. UARs, we've cut their armor in half, but yes, they're already at 40% armor normally. Health pool's looking pretty decent. And looks like we've got a couple of special ones. So we've got regular SWAT here, but then we've also got some star forwards who look to be pretty similar. Ultimately, it's basically assault rifle versus UAR. They might shoot full auto. I'm not really sure. Usually when you play this map, there ends up being a sniper here and a sniper here. Usually guards patrolling around here as well. And we can see, like, what are the natural entrance and exit points? Well, there's one here, here. Often a hovercraft will land here or somewhere in the middle over there, so there are a lot of options for this map. And what I'm thinking about is, I don't care that much about the gold cubes. I do care about completing this mission quickly. A 4-turn cooldown on JTAC and Strike Zone is not very punishing, but if I use it for the opening salvo of guards, which, to be clear, I don't think is unreasonable, but if I spend it, I'm not going to have it for a while heading into fighting the VIP and its entourage. That might still be correct, but I'm just not 100% sure. As it stands, it seems pretty wise to just delay for a bit, let these guards waste their turn. They shouldn't be looking at me. They usually don't script the guards to walk back right towards you. These guards are indeed just guarding the entrance to that side of the map. He's walking away, which is not too bad. You got you walking around now as well, en route. And then we'll see who's at the very end. It's going to be you. Okay, we're done. So the core squad has already moved, but I would like to fight as many as I can while their armor is still cut in half. It's really only a 25% damage increase, or I guess, sorry, it's a 33% damage increase. Instead of taking 60, they're going to take 80 of any damage coming in. I think ultimately I do want to be fairly explosive here, but Strike Zone is not hitting more than 2 guards at once, so I think I'm just going to use JTAC. It's not the most efficient use of resources, I don't think, but it's kind of the best I'm going to get. So you're going to throw it on JTAC. I'm going to do a short delay. I'm going to throw it on Tactical Surge. That's going to bump the whole team pretty well. And I think we're going to have the Cyber Knight go last because he can use Initiative Manipulation to fix any weird problems. Now, ideally, we would have Rose be able to go a bit early because we can use her Silence Weaponry to be a little bit more efficient here. So we're going to say, hey, go ahead and pop Silence. And let's go make what efficient progress we can. Looks like one right here is pretty decent. No one's going to see or hear me. That's good. A couple of strikes should look okay. Let's clear him out. And then if we get further progress, that'll be great. But we get decent crit chance, quite a lot of damage here. Very good accuracy. First shot is not a crit. You can see that, yep, with elevated power levels, that's quite a bit of health. And okay, I'm going to duck because I want to still get the high ground shot, but not wake him up and surprise him. You will not see me, but you will see the corpse. I believe I can kill you, so I'm not worried just yet, but there is a small risk there. Yeah, so there's one of the snipers here. good amount of health, and high quality armor. You can see that even with it shredded down by half, it's still at 39%. That means he spawned with like 78%. Good luck to us. But we'll take our shots. Sadly, no crit there. But it's going to be hard for you to look up, so I think several other teammates have a good shot at making this work out just fine. Understandably, the footsteps will be annoying, but it's fine. If you see me, you see me. It is what it is. You're slightly obstructed, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, you kind of suck. Wow, you really kind of suck. We'll just take the 4th shot because I want to keep the accuracy as much as I can. Did not want to deal with the focused fire debuff going on. Go ahead and run you up. I guess... I do want to preserve surprise if possible, so I'm going to see if I can go for a crouch walk up. And it's going to cost me a fair bit to do it, which I don't love, but... Oh, I need to be on the pistol. I'm kind of griefing. Okay, looks like I have line of sight really easily, actually. I don't have it yet. But it looks like if I go here, I have line of sight already. Which seems reasonable to me, so I should take that first shot. And then I believe we can knock this guy down afterwards. So this one's guaranteed. Great. You're going to see a body. I believe it's fine, because we're still going to be buffed up enough that it's playable. 19 meters is going to be accurate. No problems here. Overall accuracy, good. You are obstructed because of these canisters in the way. But it's still a pretty good line of sight. We've got the JTAC buff here. I think I can wear him down. Crit's a little bit late, but it's not the end of the world. The fact that I got 2 crits in a row at the end there is huge. And that makes me have a lot of confidence in my ability to knock him down. So I'm still staying outside of your basic vision range. Looks like stopping right here means I burn slightly fewer action points while still being pretty accurate. Maybe going like this is going to be a little bit nicer. I want to not be shooting over these canisters to keep my accuracy higher. Looks like that'll work just fine. I'll be -1 from range, I think. Not even, actually. Cool. But it's a guaranteed hit, which is good news. And so that is 3 guards down, no problem. Huge crit, even to make sure. Now, this guy is probably going to patrol around. That could be a little scary. Plenty of guards here in the middle that are going to be hard to deal with. Can't really kill them all. That's not going to be realistic here. This camera, if it turns over, we'll likely see a body. This one's not going to get spotted anytime soon. But if it turns, yeah, fully like 90 degrees over here, that gets spotted probably. No corpses over here are going to get spotted. These are fine for a while. But yeah, I don't want to go too far up and get run into by these guys. Let's do a little bit of a look ahead. Let's get some info. Okay, I've got to walk forward first to do that. If I spend 1 action point, is it enough? Let's find out. Okay, more info on guards. There's another new one. Just those 2 is enough for me. You're walking out, you're turning around. This is safety enough for now. I might kill this camera so I can walk forward cleanly. I think that's acceptable. And then hiding behind this should be acceptable as well. So I think standing here is fine. And I'm not worried about the other guard movements because, again, I'm behind this thing, and it should make me safe against this dude. He is tanky, though. It is a SWAT X. He's got a shotgun and heavy armor. But, again, cut by half means kind of playable. My team had +2 move points on the first turn because of leverage. That seemed pretty useful. It's pretty much all... Well, actually, no, I have this for 1 more turn because I used the upgrade. I used the leverage booster, and that ended up being pretty nice. So let's try very, very hard not to have any alert guards. Because we're getting 5 tally a turn, we're definitely going to hit... Ooh, just barely didn't see that corpse. Got the VIP's exit route pinned down. Over there, not great. I hope they spawn really close to us. If they get into the zone, we lose the mission. You're patrolling, that's fine. You are guarding with your sniper rifle. It's very unlikely they'll spawn somewhere like this and make it a short trip. I think this, I mean, it's not really any different, but it's a pretty likely spawn route. I think this is actually pretty likely, and it's a pretty long walk. I think this is probably the least likely. I don't even see why they would show up under a sewer grate, to be honest. Or I could even see them landing, like here, under a hovercraft. We're going to find out soon enough. Your patrol is useless. That's good for me. You don't matter. I'm going to keep skipping turns that don't matter too much. Yep, you're fine as you are. Delay, 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 and you're walking out, which we expect. Let's see where you go exactly. You shouldn't be able to see me. You just duck back there and it's fine. Okay, so you, because of this lip here, I think you're going to have very poor visibility downstairs. I think you actually won't see anything because you're not hugging this wall as tightly as you could be. So I'm going to believe your line of sight on this guy is, or actually, sorry, on this guy is useless. And so this kill seems completely safe and worth getting. And we'll just kind of stay near the middle and get ready to make more forward progress afterwards. But yeah, I want to make progress when I can when their armor is low like this. 44% chance to crit. I'd love if I got one. We didn't. That's kind of unfortunate, but at least our damage is still okay. Yeah, the crit is after it's not stealth anymore. But still really good damage, which I'm fine with. And you're already spotted, so all I can really do is run up. You're going to turn back, which scares me, but you're turning back on 14. I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to go try to cheat farther forward here and get a bit more info. Okay, you guys are not going to really threaten me. You're going to walk out, but I think you're not going to see me either. So I feel comfortable running my Cyberdyne up like this. Even though it's a little... Okay, let's go like this instead. That'll block a bit more visibility. And it looks like I can kind of cheat over to the side and shoot right across that wall there. But because I'm... Well, actually, I guess if I stand here, I can get this line of sight if I want it. Which I might, I guess. And it feels like slightly forward progress. Rose can now go for similar. Let's put you behind this cover. This shot should be pretty chill. You're getting seen. It's fine. You're already going to get seen. You didn't get a one shot. Down he goes. And if I walk too close, you hear me. Again, your initiative roll isn't very good, so I shouldn't have to be that worried, but... Do I really want to be up this close, and is it useful for me to be this far up? My instinct is actually yes, I need to be this far up, because we do actually have to get through some of these guards. And it's unfortunate I can't get more kills during this armor debuff, but it appears that this is kind of all I've got. I still have Lure, so I can definitely manipulate some of these guards once the VIP arrives. What's correct for me to be? Actually, one thing I want to check. You are 23 meters away, so I can walk to like here, and I would still not get spotted. Yeah, neither one of these would see me if I stood right in the open right here. So I can play a little fast and loose and just make some forward progress, and I'd be out of both of their vision cones. It is unlikely I will be able to use JTAC usefully. Oh shoot, I didn't turn this camera back off, so it's going to turn on and see us for sure. And we're going to get guards sent our way. That was my mistake. I didn't plan for that. The nice thing is I can hide in there, which seems is going to provide really high quality cover and full line of sight blocking, so it's a good place to store some people. We're saving our strike zone charge, which seems pretty worthwhile. I think you standing here is going to be fine. We know that guy's walking away. Still allows us to reload, and will overall be pretty solid. So, I did screw up with this camera. This will be a little bit unfortunate, but we're going to get escalation anyway. There's Glasswalker, so we're going to have a ton of initiative for this turn. Escalation is body timers, which is not the worst, just means more escalations. And it is, in fact, going to be from a hovercraft. And it's going to be right in front of us. So, did not plan for this, but we're basically right away in combat. Because they're probably going to see us. Oh yeah, they are exactly right there. The asset is on the ground. You think? Fire at will. Eliminate the target. As soon as the VIP or any bodyguard is alerted, they will start fleeing at a sprint toward the exit zone. We don't have much time, but we should pick our starting shot well. We'll certainly try. Yeah, so... the VIP is Alpha. So that's you. We have to kill you. Now the nice thing is, Alpha specifically is not tanky. He's a basic SWAT. Again, we don't get the armor pen on him, which is unfortunate. These guys actually do have some armor. So we have Alto here, who's a SWAT X with a shotgun. We've got Pito here, who is, you know, easy. And this S-Class Braca, who is an incredibly, incredibly tanky drone. I only have so many ways of dealing with this. How do we make this work correctly? So I have a few thoughts here. Okay, first of all, the max roll here is 12. So one thing that could be done, though would still be a little spicy, is to throw... Actually, I don't have look ahead. Okay, never mind. That's not going to be possible. The thought was like, oh, if I throw it on look ahead, I can drop their initiatives down to around, like, under 10. Lets me delay Viking and cover for these guys, of course, but maybe I can find some initiative buffs. Let these guys all waste their turns, then come back for more. But the tough thing's going to be, if I use my assault rifle and go loud, these guys are all going to turn, they're all going to see my mercs, and it's going to be really, really bad for me. So I've got to find some way to play this fight out moderately stealthy. Now the nice thing is I can throw a smoke grenade. And that is going to be very useful, and I will probably want to. One thing I could do is use pre-compute on myself, go to 28, then hit delay, and go down to 18, which lets me at least go behind these two. I don't think it's important enough, but that is a real consideration. What I think is really correct here is kill these two silently, stun these two, and then either run for the exit, depending on where it is. Yeah, I think it's... I need to at least get Reaper's turn up, so I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to go and hit pre-compute on Reaper, because I need her to cast Strike Zone. And realistically, JTAC would have been great too, but I don't have it. So Strike Zone goes here and says, I hear you'd like some damage buffs. And then the next consideration is, what is the best use of my weaponry? Because again, I have a melee weapon, which has a little bit of pure damage due to strength. It's not much, but it's technically there. 1%, okay, kind of ignorable. The Power Slice, specifically, adds 100 or so. I'm not going to stealth crit. There's really no chance for that. I'm hunted anyway, so it's not possible. But also the weapon has some armor shred. 30% is not nothing. And so there is a world where I'm like, you know what? I want to try... And again, 900 health, 72 armor after reduction. Not a good target here. But, you know, in a world where I try to wear that guy down, the best way to do it is actually with this blade. Is that really going to be happening here? I guess not, right? I don't think it's realistic to go for this. And so we're just going to chop through the newbies here, which should be relatively doable. We chop through the newbies, and that puts me in range of everybody. I basically have to plan my entire turn right now, because if I'm trying to kill the drone, Reaper has to start. I have pistols on everybody. Under Strike Zone, killing 2 basic guards is going to be no sweat. Killing this guy is going to be almost impossible, which means realistically we're using shock mines on some of this. I think what I'm probably going to do is let's just kill the guys we know we want to kill. You won't shock mine because you have a sword, and your sword is the most damage per action point possible. Lock you there. They all know I'm here, it's fine. And we're going to go swing at Alpha because we need him to die. So strike 1. Actually, I guess strike 2 is the same, realistically. It's off by 1 accuracy. So here, let's go here. Strike 1. Okay, we crit. Which means I don't need power twice as hard because it's very likely that this guy dies in this strike. It's not a guarantee, but it's like 75%. Down he goes. So that is mission complete. And our exit. Their forces are closing in quickly. Here are your extraction options. Ooh, 1 is really close by, which is nice. I am very likely to make that the play. The target is down. Time to get off the killing floor. Okay. So we could just be like, it's time to bolt. I'm running away. That wouldn't be the worst idea, to be clear. I mean, we could choose to get 6 more kills. That seems like a very poor idea. So the best play is probably, actually, let's start retreating. Let's have someone throw a smoke grenade down. And then let's keep retreating. Because there is no other upside. And wow, the odds this happening are ludicrous. Hilarious that it happened. But I guess we get kind of a freebie. So I don't think there's any world where I'm not smoking my team off here. I can't see me doing anything but this. This exit is not hard to reach. You can see that I have it with 2 action points to spare. I can make it with 4 AP. I am pretty clearly going to throw down a smoke grenade. I'm going to aim it kind of towards the forward like this. Bunny can clearly make it here. I want to make sure I'm catching Reaper, though. The nice thing about smokes is smokes specifically appear to be quiet. Concussion grenades are loud, but everything else is... Every other grenade type is loud. Smokes are quiet, which, you know, I'm not going to hate on. Actually, I can almost make this. I mean, this was probably me getting out, but I have no reason to risk it. I can just simply stand and smoke. So that's the better play. And so I'm pretty sure we just kind of won. We super Astro Giga High rolled, and now we've won. And the nice thing is, actually, I don't think I have Glasswalker... Yeah, I don't have the Glasswalker plus duration buff. But it will pop again next turn, because we're going to get an escalation no matter what here. Don't need to use the Dazzler or the Meta Cloud. If I wanted to swing, I could, but why? Like, I could choose to walk up, strike twice, and walk back. There's no upside to it, though. So let's stop being stupid. I'll jam the camera just for funsies. But now I'm pretty sure I'm done. We're going to stand right here. We're inside of smoke. And by the way, melee enemies can strike you in smoke. Ranged ones, I believe, cannot. Or I'm misremembering, and there's like a specific rule, which is you can strike within like 2 meters. It's been a while since I've had to use smoke in direct combat like this, but I'm pretty sure, I guess famous last words, that we're in smoke, it's good enough. But I guess we'll see what happens. But I'm pretty sure we're good. So, time to find out. You, of course, know nothing. There's been no communication yet. They're patrolling around. They don't find any new info just yet. Until they get within 6 meters, they will not share their status. And so they're just standing around, and we are fine. This guy's walking around as well. And we really might have gotten away with it. Oh, okay. He saw that corpse. Now he's a little bit anxious. He's seeing the corpse getting closer, but he's not quite. He did not quite get into alert. Oh, now he is. There we go. Now he's going to be in a combat state, but he has no line of sight anybody. He cannot shoot me. Okay, please tell me I'm not wrong about this. Okay, first one's good. Second one, yep, they're going to take cover. But because they can't shoot me... smoke grenades are goated. If we had to kill harder enemies, it would have been tougher for sure. Fatality reported. Searching for interference, 5 tally. Escalation is in. We are arming proximity mines, which is not a great thing for me. Thankfully, I still have 1 jam kit charge left. Everyone's now being sent to the source of combat, because of course they are. That would be silly not to. But I need to wait until it is Rose's turn to knock this off. I don't have Scramble up yet for him, but Rose has jam kit, and that means the mine is down, and that means we are out of here. That's hilarious how this just became free. But yep, we're in smoke, so screw you. And off we go. Into the sewers from whence we came. I mean, okay, there's Overwatch. That would be a problem. Yep, he's like, so they're all in a combat state now. And Overwatch would matter if smoke didn't block line of sight. So, you know, we're out of here. You do not need to kill a lot of people. You frequently do not need to do so. There is a variant of the VIP mission type that specifically guarantees the enemy is a hardened target and has as much health and armor as the drone we had there, but we're chilling. The underground will swallow us up again and will disappear. Indeed. And thanks to our Cyberknight Spine, quantum interference means they can't track us. Everything is wrapped up nicely, though our target did not have a good night. We were too fast. Accurate. The bodyguards didn't have a real chance. That's why I hired you, Viking. I had a feeling you'd handle this without any fuss. When an opportunity that rare and that good comes up, I knew you could help me capitalize on it. We get a solid amount of XP, and now that we are power level 2, the base mission payments are higher, and the XP payouts are higher as well, and that feels pretty good overall. He is capped out on influence. He's going to limit break at some point. The team levels up, which is good news. Overall happy stuff. So let's do our class training real quick. Face is getting there, which is nice. Vanguard is +1. We're going to keep moving up on Glasswalker. +1 action point is going to be the really great one. In retrospect, I think there's a real argument for capping out Glasswalker by level 4, which means skipping out on 2 points somewhere. This could be like jam kit recharge rate and jam kit probably radius. And then you go, yeah, I learn... You could skip silence, I guess, as well, Like, you can go -1 on silence, -1 on jam kit cooldown. That allows you to get Glasswalker capped out by 4. That's probably the stronger build, to be honest, and what is probably a better recommendation. But whatever. You could also argue just literally rush Glasswalker through this. At level 1, you have 7 points, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At level 2, you have 9, so at level 2, you have max Glasswalker. It means you don't have any of these other tools, but it gives you the action point printing, which is very strong. So my soldier level's up. From what I've encountered so far, I've actually not found savagery as good as I was hoping in the early game. When you get better guns and you have a lot more buffs available overall, like this plus recoup means you just go on a 5-kill spree on turn 1, but not having the recoil control of Iron Grip or the crit printing of marker sights or just all the other buffs in the game, I've not been enjoying instantly rushing savagery as much as I thought I would be. Still going to go and cap out Iron Grip here. That'll make the rest of this go pretty well. But I think I was wrong about rushing savagery from my experience with this playthrough so far. Next thing, though, is my sniper has leveled up and allows me to roughly double the power of JTAC. Seems good. Seems good to be 2 points in, spend 2 more points to make the ability twice as powerful as it was before. We take those. We'll go +1 charge, and that allows me to have JTAC up basically at all times. The real big benefit of an accuracy buff like this is it takes pretty much any gun and puts them in a spot where they have guaranteed glancing hits. And that's really, really useful. Guaranteed glancing hits is a really big deal. So the 20% hit here, the 20% hit here, just means that everything is at least 80, even if you have a bit of recoil, and it just feels really good overall. So we are full on tasks. I still really, really want to wait for Origami Joe to finish his limit break. It'll take a bit, but I do really want it. In the meantime, I can also go to Potato and say, hey, you know what? Let's co-conspire and get you on a mission. I would like to, since I'm waiting for Joe to limit break, let's go get some influence for Potato and get better Wire Ghosts. Let's find our mutually beneficial arrangement. He needs me to play a Bodyguard mission. I think we can do that, no problem. First, so let's have time tick forward because as it stands, okay, token generates really, really soon. Let me change the timing on stuff real quick. So let me go and play Safe House at slow. Okay, we got our Underworld Hub token, and that means I can go for this legwork here and use my Underworld Hub token on both this legwork and that should be valuable for me. Next token is in 8 days, not a big deal, but 20% is enough for me. I need one of your mercs on a legwork. One of my under-the-table suppliers is trying to dry up on me. They're a corporate source that can hook me up to all sorts of chemical things. Chems, implant schematics, stuff I need, stuff I can't get. So you've been in business a long time, and just need to keep the status quo. Whatever issue they have, we just need to convince them that trying to leave me hung like this is worse. You can't run an illegal clinic off of publicly available crap. So how much do you source like this through corporate channels? Far more than you might guess at first look. Megacorps are splitting at the seams with corruption. Everyone in the lower ranks is getting a trash deal, so many are willing to risk it for a little more. So we can have a hacker do this. We get a pretty good chance here for Magpie. We can also send a sleuth, which is a lower chance, but being a good hacker gives you something nice here. Unless it's just a hacker-related trait, which bumps it further, potentially. Otherwise, we can go kind of aggressive, and Bunny, who's a muzzle face, or Aim, who's a bouncer, have decent shots at this one. Reaper is multi-classed into sniper, so she has okay chances. But really looks like hacking is the best way around this one, and Magpie, with her 0 point, is feeling pretty good. 67% base chance. If we fail, he gets exposure. If we succeed, influence and favors are kind of nice. So Magpie can go on this one. It would be too easy to blackmail them over their illegal dealings with you, and that would be counterproductive. I'll drudge up their other sins, and then we'll tighten the noose. I'd love to have a good folder of blackmail on them. Then they'll keep dealing with me for a long time. So this is due in about 7 days. This one's due in 4 hours. Underworld Hub token means plus 20% chance to succeed. Thank you very much on that one. Gonna be a while until Efficiency Grind is back up. Puppet Master, again, ready for the next time this is available. But let's go ahead and have our stuff tick forward. So let's switch back to our fastest speed on the safe house here. She failed anyway. So we'll try again in 7 days, and then it'll hopefully be better. But the Nano Scrubber is up. We have lots of money. Again, I am trying to wait for a limit break. But I'm trying to see if I can get other stuff going beforehand. Like, I might want to start digging out the bottom level. I don't think I want to go Field Ops 3, but it is good. But I also really want to buy good weapon mods. But let me see. Let me sort by influence real quick. Realistically, Dusty, Lorelei, and maybe even Shaduk are all in front of Joe in order. And I'm still going to wait until the limit breaks because I want to see his level 3 weapon mods before I buy anything. And be a bit more economical there. So that means I am willing to spend money on my base for now. And that means probably bumping cold storage one of the options. But honestly, Field Ops is just so nice. Getting tokens more quickly, and level 3 is roughly the max of what types of leverage you can get. To me, that's worth it. We'll spend the cash. It's a lot, but I think it's worth it. And we have some time we can play forward. Influence limit break. Yes, indeed. So we could Puppet Master to get combat drugs and hacking drugs, but again, I'm saving that for Origami Joe, so we'll just make influential better, and you charge more for your services, but at least you're going to gain influence more often. That seems fine. Height limit break for you. Muzzle face for close quarters accuracy. I'll take that. I've already got enough recoil control from Iron Grip, so I'll take the base accuracy increase here. That seems fine. Underworld Hub is almost ready for level 3. Got to keep putting in the tools there. Scav right on offer eventually, sure. But I'm trying to get my mercs free. I basically want her free so that she can run this bodyguard. Most but not all bodyguard missions end up having the ability to hack for loot. And so ideally I would like that. That said, I am kind of floating money here. Okay, this is due in 5 days no matter what. This mission will never be due that fast. So let's grab this, and if we don't need a hacker, we'll have enough people that we can run it anyway. So let's go see what's here. I need you to play Bodyguard and help move one of my couriers to safety. You know how it is. I've got critical data I need to move, but I can't trust the network is secured. Of course, you know all about it. That's why Cyberknights were created in the first place. Regular couriers and quants can get the job done these days, but a century ago, that's why the first quantum riders were created. When the Knights were first created, it was to protect the data. But now you need us to protect the meat. Exactly where your team comes in. My courier has the data safely stuffed in their headwear, but needs bodyguards. We might be able to play Protector for you. A bodyguard job from Potato. Paid to protect an important VIP courier moving through a dangerous zone. The P-Town egress is ready to be planned. Okay, so this map does have hosts in it. In fact, this map normally has 2. But seeing as how we're 30 minutes in on this episode, and my hacker is busy, and the timing feels a little tight for my taste, it would probably be fine, but I just want the money so that I can keep digging out my base when the hack station is done. We're going to run this without a hacker and just leave a little bit of extra loot on the table, and it's honestly going to be fine. So we, of course, have our level 2 field ops. We can choose to get 2 move points for a turn. I'm liking disabling all the security devices. I think that's going to... Actually, this is the best one. We can get 2 move points for 1 turn, or we can get 4 initiative, 2 AP, and 1 move point for the first turn. It's the best leverage. I like it a lot. We're just going to grab it because it makes my job easier. And that'll be good enough for me. As far as secondary objectives, do it low security and get extra XP. Sounds good to me. It's going to be 20 influence for Potato and a pretty good payday. Cool. It'll be a nice, ideally quick, very straightforward mission. Same squad as last time. Looking for a quick payday. Shouldn't be too bad. We are getting a bit of, higher sec level because of the heat. It is what it is. Again, we really should be fine here, so let's go ahead and run this. We're in, just short of enemy contact. Meet Miriam, your charge for the evening. Keep her close. All of our pay hinges on Miriam's survival. But if she goes down, there's a kill switch in her head. It will wipe the quantum headwear memory so it can't fall into the wrong hands. I'm standing right here. Yeah, I hope you heard that. Don't get shot. We need to deliver Miriam to safely deliver Miriam to an extraction point. If she gets injured, it won't cost us, but if she dies, the mission is a failure. So you have 5 people. We have a host right here, which doesn't connect to much, but, could turn off a couple of devices. There's usually there's often a second host. Looks like there is not in this formulation. There are some boxes, though, so we can get some optional loot. There's a second host way over there. Looks like there is 2 exits. This one requires hacking this host, which is basically not going to happen. But if we wanted to, we could hack this host, break open this door, and get out this way. Again, this host, pretty low value overall. We do have some decent enemies here. We've got a Brute Wayne, so we've got another upgraded enemy type. They have stall grenades that debuffs move speed and initiative. He's got an okay amount of health. He's got pretty good armor, all things considered. We've got grunt captains here, so we are hitting many, many more upgraded enemy types, which makes our level 1 pistol and sword sort of layout less and less good. Let's see. I'm going to probably hit this. Oh, wait, I didn't get the turn things off leverage. So what path do I want to take, basically? Because I would like to get boxes if possible, but I also want to, you know, not get shot. So we can run through here on the left-hand side and then cut across at the end. And realistically, all we're really dropping is 2 boxes here. But if we run like this, we can maybe sneak into here. Clearly can grab that. Clearly can grab this, and then come across and get these no problem. And yeah, only skip 2 boxes. We already know we're skipping Matrix Hosts. That seems pretty playable. I'm going to try to walk left, and looks like we just barely can't sneak by this camera. Looks like we just barely get the vision trigger, which is too bad. We can jam kit that, though. This one, yeah, that spot is safe, right? We can get under that camera, no problem. The box is going to be a bit more annoying, but it is what it is. For now, though, let's wait a little bit. Reaper's going to chill. Going to have you pop Tactical Surge. Get the entire team up there. I guess we should have Rose use her piece. Anticipation on one guy. Okay, you're running away, which is fine. We can deal with you later, to be honest. We'll have you knock down this with a jam kit when you can. Actually, we can just do that now. We know we're jam kitting this camera. Ooh, am I greeting this box? I think the answer is no. But one consideration is that if we trigger this a whole bunch, and I actually might do it on purpose, legitimately. If we trigger this a whole bunch, it will tell a lot of guards to run right here. That has really high upside, actually. Okay, actually, if every guard runs for this area on the map, we get a lot of, like, a much, much easier route through this all. I'm really liking that. We'll have the Cyber knock this thing down so that she can maximize her movements here. And what I'm going to do is legitimately, one action point at a time, trigger this motion sensor. So I'm going to go here. There are more guards. Oh no, they saw me. Oh no, they saw me. Oh no, they saw me. We get some hacking drugs and some combat drugs as well. Surely this should trigger, right? Should trigger again? I'm like right here. Is it done? Can it only do so many times? Huh, I guess there's like a cap on motion sensors. Or something. That's news to me, but okay. I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's reasonable. Let's anticipate where you're going. You're the only guy that... Okay, yeah, you can be a threat. Got it. I need to hide from you. There are only 2 guards who can kind of come near me, and so let's, you know, be smart. Let's hide a little bit safer somewhere like this. And then I can delay several times and let this guy walk up and probably just strike him down next turn. Actually, even on this turn, maybe. Let's stop for now. You're going to chill. Let's go ahead and put our team in a JTAC since we're pretty clearly going to be in a fight. Based on where you're going... I'm not going to fight from here, so I'm going to put the buff like this, so that we can walk forward and do this. It should be fine. Do I need Strike Zone, though? I think I probably should, actually. He's armored, and I'm very unlikely to go for more kills. So I'm going to throw Strike Zone down somewhere like this. I'm not likely to actually hit him, but there's a chance I try to anyway. Again, really, really unlikely, though. Let's turn off this camera. And now here we go. You shouldn't see me. If you do, I'm going to be really sad, but I should be fine. You're in strike zone. We're all behind the box, and that should be chill. Okay, so you haven't gone yet, and I don't believe it's correct for me to preempt your movements. Yeah, your armored is going to be really annoying. I think it's definitely a let's not bother angle. But you, however, I think can go for the shot, and it's totally fine. Your armor's slightly cut. You're going to have a hard time getting around you. It's not going to be that hard to get this kill. It's going to slow me down a little bit, but I think it's fine. We'll get our stealth attack. Chance to crit's pretty high thanks to level 2 JTAC and, I mean, functionally kind of level 2 JTAC and strike zone. It's not really like a level, quote unquote, but you're going to walk away. Off you go. Okay. So Miriam is my worst gunner. What's actually what's funny is it's not actually even that true, because her gun's not really any worse than my starting pistols. So I'm kind of tempted to say, you know what? While you're here, you might as well shoot a little bit, because you might shred just like that. And with 78% chance to hit, I'm thinking actually, no, we should keep spreading the duties around, because that way everyone can shoot from stealth, try to get a stealth crit, things like that. Ooh, okay. We got a... I think this is a shotgun / e-rifle body mod. We got a good amount of stuff overall. At worst, it's sellable, though. This is going to sell for a lot. I'm going to guess like around 60k. Because it's a legendary file. Individually itemized. Oh, right. These guards just didn't move very far. So, yeah, this kill's going to be really slow without walking back and trying to help further. And I'm worried about what you're going to do on the next turn. Like, you're going to be really annoying to deal with. So, I'm legit going to walk back here and fight this guy because I have nothing else to do. I mean, no one does, but again, she has literally nothing else to do. First shot's going to suck. Second shot will be better. So, somehow we hit the first shot. That's wild. But now focus fire makes it a bit nicer. We get to cancel out all of the recoil thanks to hitting the same guy in a row with a single target attack. And she just apparently can't miss. I'm happy for you. Good job. And so it's time for you to use your pistol. That's going to be a guaranteed kill. Good job, buddy. So all we can really do, unless I want to go and fight these guys aggressively, but that puts them on camera, which I don't like, we're going to end up wasting a lot of tactical surge. I didn't realize that we're going to shred him on the first attack and make this job really easy, but we shred on the first attack and made the job easy. Do I think we can kill the Brute Wayne? Not easily. What's your noise ranges? You shoot at 24, your noise is at 35. Shredding him with this AR is going to be almost impossible. And I'm not getting into range for a blade here, so there's really no angle I've got. This doesn't seem worth it. I don't see a reason why I would do this. Do some delays real quick to think about it a little bit more. Run up to here. Get in and out of JTAC. I want to look ahead this guy to see what he's going to do. It is walk toward me, annoyingly. We can maybe run past him because this will... Nope, he's going to hear those footsteps, it looks like. Okay. We'll have to kill him next turn. So I think we just put the team somewhere aggressive and ready to go. I think putting his corpse into the camera is not correct until next turn. Well, this would let me save a lot of AP, though. Okay, we should kill him and let his body get spotted. I don't care. Camera will see the body. Someone will be sent, but it's going to be fine. Didn't crit, unfortunate. Yeah, we're always critting a bit late. Okay, body spotted. It's fine. Reaper can't do much. I can, like, stealth her forward a bit. Only thing I'm afraid of is if you actually really high roll your initiative, I'm caught in the middle of nowhere, but it's probably fine. We crouch up like that. And then, considering we're playing a bit more cavalier as it is, I think running up here, getting seen by the camera is acceptable. Just get the loot, and then try to play to be a bit more cautious in the future. So, underworld analysis, cool. Some cubes, this is whatever. This is worth like 8k to me. But yeah, I think walk up, get behind this box. More guards we know about. Looks like we've got another Brute Wayne here. That's fine. We shouldn't trigger that much more tally here. Okay, so a lot of people getting woken up, and in fact, you're going really early. Right? He was one of the ones who was told to go act. We can see he's also suspicious now, which means, again, he was one of the ones told to go act. Which means we should jump for this. Which means we need to make him not go early. So I need to, well, let's first... Okay, so I need Reaper. I need Reaper to throw out a new JTAC to make our combat easier. Everyone else we can probably hide from pretty well. There is, right, there's... Someone's investigating here, someone's investigating here from seeing the camera and seeing the body. But 3 are going here. And so there's a good chance that this guy is going to walk this way and get out of my way. He might go towards me, of course, it's possible. But what I'm trying to maximize is... I want Reaper to throw down J-Tac so that we can attack this guy easily. So I'm going to pre-compute. I'm going to yield. Reaper. I don't have 2 charges of J-Tac yet. I haven't gotten that level. Okay, that was a mistake. I screwed up here. Alright, well, you're going to do what you can, which is run up here, wake him up. You can hear me, but I'm blocking line of sight everywhere else, so this should go okay. We've already anticipated, so we get 10 crit chance here. And I've got chances to shred. That was a glance, I'm pretty sure. Not 100% though. Pure damage will look a lot nicer thanks to Plaz Edge. Not dead, but we're a lot closer thanks to the true damage, or pure damage, I should say. Guaranteed glance. Okay, fine. Viking. Well, no one else can hear the gunfire, so just standing here and shooting seems pretty acceptable. Full auto. No one hears it. Might shred, might not. That did not go very well. My entire team goes before him, so I can go basic pistol and it's fine. I could have otherwise gone for a look ahead or an interference spike, but again, we didn't need it. Miriam can keep trying to be helpful, which seems like a good idea. Run up there, shoot full auto, seems decent. Are you still the best? If you land all the shots, he's dead. Okay, not quite. Alright, who's going where? Yep, you're going to where we triggered the motion sensor. Please don't see me. Barely. Okay. Having to look uphill makes me safe. Bunny needs this one. That's going to be a guaranteed kill. That's savagery on, so if she has to clean up more guards, she's going to deal a lot of bonus damage. Rose can try to hide now. If I run, I'll get seen, potentially, so I'm going to duck for the first one. Now I should be fine. Yep, looks like I'm allowed to run. I should wait and see what these 3 do, so let me go ahead and just stay where I am. He got told to go be suspicious. Not the end of the world. You are running your right at us. Okay, fine. You're running for the camera, and you in fact saw somebody, so it's a real combat. Okay, that's fine. That's good, though, because Bunny is actually a real combatant. So, if I put you here, you've got line of sight. That's good. Not only that, I can marker sight you for accuracy. I'm hidden because I've never... My only shots were one-hit kills, so I never got into a weird state where I was actually spotted. And now my damage looks pretty decent. It's not a guarantee, but it's pretty decent. First shot, 131. Please crit. It's only 28% though. Okay, darn, he's not dead. That's going to probably beget some escalations if I'm not careful. And now, I kind of wished I hadn't run the way I did because I need to hit one shot here to get this kill. It is certainly not guaranteed, but I would sure like to get it. If you see me, 22 initiative is bad. Okay, so the bet is, if I run like this, what are the odds you see me for long enough that you call the cops? I'm in vision right here, but I'm out of vision right there. I believe I will be out of vision quickly enough that it's not a problem. And if I run like this, 24 meters is not great for accuracy, but I'm still going to try. Okay, he saw movement, but did not see me fully, so he's not alert. This shot is 70%, and if I high roll on damage, I might get the kill. It is looking kind of unlikely, though. We did not roll well enough. Okay, so the scary thing is, you're going at 22, and you're going at 18, so only Reaper can act first. This guy's gonna... He's gonna walk up to here and possibly see me, but it's pretty likely. We're also gonna get... Oh, right. Glasswalker gave me a bunch of initiative. I'm going first. Glasswalker is great. You get initiative when you need it, which is they're trying to do some stuff. So these guys are coming for me. That's definitely real. It's definitely happening. But, and actually you're still going ahead of everybody else because they're not printing quite enough initiative. So Reaper can't protect from that. Deathwatch only works with a revolver or sniper rifle. I have neither. So let's just go ahead and let these guys do what they're going to do and plan around it. He finds a corpse. He's going to investigate. Is he going left or right? He's going that way. Okay, we're fine. So you've been told to activate. We should wait and let you do so. Miniguards will walk this way. We'll let them do so. Delay, delay, delay. Where are you headed? I can't easily bypass you, but I can bypass you. You're on the way. You're much harder to bypass. In fact, you already saw one of my people. And because you turned... Oh, you turned alert at the end of your own turn, though. It was too late for you. So he didn't share status here. Because his visibility took too long. Dang, that's actually pretty meaningful. Actually, I'm going to send in a feedback report of something. Because I actually... Makes the game harder, but I think it's actually correct here. So, feedback. I think guards should wait to end their turns while they have an active vision cone. So it's pretty common for a guard to spot my team near the end of their patrol or sec AI movement. Because it takes a little while for them to make visual confirmation, they often don't become alert until after their turn is over, which means they won't shoot at me and they won't share alert with other guards. It certainly makes the game harder, but I'd expect them to try to enter combat in these scenarios. Yeah, I think that would actually be... I would like that. I don't know if everyone else would, but that's the kind of thing where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I think you probably should have just, you know, shared the alert status, things like that. I think that would have made sense. So anyway, Bunny still has Savagery on, which is great. Because, let's see, do I have you both? Yes, I do. All right. So this is where Savagery usually comes in pretty clutch. Is you stack it with Iron Grip for a bunch of bonus damage. You get a bunch of recoil generation reduction as well. The accuracy is not great. I would normally love to have JTAC down and bump my accuracy by 20%, but we've got this. It'll be loud. We'll get a bunch of security tally from your gunfire, but we get really good damage. Because we crit, we get recoup, and I've only got 10% recoil. This gun generates 32 recoil normally. Now, my understanding is that guns actually only generate between 3/4 and 1x their actual normal recoil. But my recoil generation is only 37% less, and so it feels like this stacks in some kind of weird way, or maybe I'm only generating like 1/3 of recoil. I couldn't tell you exactly, but I know pretty consistently I've got much less recoil than I expect. Something is a little bit off here. I'm going to send this in as another bug report, because this one does kind of feel off. Reduced recoil generation feels bugged. I'm reducing it by much more than I can possibly reconcile. So, Aitana's UAR says it generates 32 recoil. With Iron Grip and Strength, she has, let's double check the numbers, 37% less recoil generation. Less recoil generation. Somehow, a combination of actually, does she have ignore recoil to any degree? Let me see. Does she have any ignore recoil stuff here? HP, stress res, wound res, accuracy, crit chance, ballistic is pure, gunnic is pure, ballistic damage, drones, armor, less recoil, initiative, action point, move speed, move speed. Okay, no. So she should have no way of just like straight up ignoring recoil in any weird way, and so having 10 recoil heal is weird. Yeah, okay. Led to her only generating 10 recoil from her first full auto. And from what I could tell, by the way, Iron Grip is not retroactive. I've tested this before without the less recoil generation modifier, like when you have a lower level Iron Grip, and it does not appear to be like, oh yeah, I popped this and then my recoil afterwards was really, really low. Like, we can try to test this afterwards and I'll kind of show you that my recoil, like, it's saying plus 20, right? Which would be what I expect, right? I expect to gain 20 recoil. That's about getting 1/3 less of 32, right? So, like, the text display works, but it's, like, applying twice for some reason. It's what it feels like. I couldn't know what the bug actually is, but I'm clearly not getting the recoil I expect. The UI says it should generate 20, but I consistently generate much, let's go with far less, recoil than I expect to. Alright, so we'll wait for this to go through. And by the way, if you want to send in-game bug reports or feedback, F10, they read them. They read them all. They can't get to them all. The dev team is 3 people, but they do what they can. All right, so let's try to consider how much recoil we have. Also, by the way, if you hover over yourself, you can see how much recoil you have. That red X is the current recoil score. Anyway, let's do our job here. Let's go full auto. Let's generate quote-unquote 20 recoil. We kill one, we crit the other, and our recoil is at, yeah, again, another flat 10. So we're getting exactly half the recoil I expect to, which, again, I can't reconcile. I don't know why it's happening this way, but it clearly is. But thanks to my large amounts of pure damage and still not horrendous recoil, this guy is still 50% chance to be hit, which is really not bad. We miss, but we've got more people here. We'll be okay long term. I'm willing to run her straight forward into a camera. I'm most willing to run this way, but that's a bit more dangerous, so I'm not going to. But getting seen by a camera is not the end of the world, so... let's put you behind this pillar so you're harder to see. Okay. Decent enough. And realistically, we're just kind of in combat zone now. I wanted to go quiet. It didn't work. This guy's not going to be in range forever, basically, so we're only going to shoot one guy. I'm feeling like if I can cut some noise for the bonus XP, I would like to. So I'm going to run to here. I've got my pistol that I've got to reload still, unfortunately. But this guy is, like, for sure going to die. Only getting one shot? Okay, let's go a little bit closer then. Let's get to here and shoot. Caution the camera, sure, but I was always going to do that. Oh, darn. He can't step out. Okay, the game told me I could, but it lied. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll keep running forward. Alright, Reaper, what's your hit chance? Honestly, not horrible. You gotta reload at some point anyway, so just take the shot. Okay, decent start. Reload, shoot again, I think is pretty appropriate here. 62% chance to hit is not terrible. Almost dead. We'll get him next time. Rose is in an okay spot, not the best. Don't really want to be out there. That seems a bit dangerous. Glasswalker will pop a second time, so I'm going to get a lot more going. We are pretty much for sure going first next turn. You're definitely dead. If I hit, I did. Alright, down you go. I could have used some jam kit. If I was planning my turn out more, I could have prioritized knocking those things down. I didn't, and that might have been wrong. But I was just very much combat brain instead of stealth brain, and here's where we are. So we're going to escalate to level 3. Under 5 means you have to get out in sec level 4. This looks increasingly unlikely. Glasswalker pops. We do get reinforcements, so it's even more important that we run away now. Looks like these reinforcements are moderate quality. I'm seeing at least one wildfire. Oh yeah, they changed some of the names here. So, yeah, gang level street benders are called skipjacks. Sorry, in early access they were called street benders. So we got warping field. And yeah, if they detect you, they will pop warping field and get a bunch of minus initiative, or add a bunch of evasion to themselves. And so the wildfire is just urban assault, full auto. Yeah, can be scary, good quality armor. Anyway though, because my initiative is first, I can sprint away. And because we know where they were sent, right? They were sent to go investigate some bodies and whatnot. We can run past this and not get seen, and I'm very confident I will not get spotted. Now, skipping out in time is going to be almost impossible. I think I will pretty much for certain not get out in a low security level. It is what it is. We're just trying to get away. And unfortunately, the map is 5 tally per turn, so they are not making it easy to stay quiet. If I didn't get caught in combat, it would have been fine, but I got caught in combat. Okay, we get a crafting blueprint for some combat drugs that I can't yet sell. Merc dossiers is fine, I guess. Yeah, I have no special leverage. Let's keep running forward. I think, again, I can just run across the map and it's fine. They're all being sent this way. There's no way any guard is turning around. Looks like this camera would see me, so let's go ahead and knock this out. A little bit less tally might just barely matter. But yeah, I'm comfortable standing where I am because I don't see why they would ever turn around. Let's hope I'm not wrong. Okay. You are hunting some more. Not useless though, or not useful though. Right, you're on the way up, of course. You're on the way up, of course. Reinforcements running around as they can. Escalation is... I didn't get to read it. Oh, I guess there wasn't one eligible. So, fair enough. They didn't turn anything on or do anything there. Cool. Yep, they moved according to security AI. I turned on the skip turns that are far away from me command, and so they are running out from over there and not seeing anything. We are escalating next turn unless I can find some way to knock this down. This seems basically impossible. Tactical Surge will not get my team across the map. Unfortunately, I'm going to fail the secondary objective. Sucks to suck, but oh well. Let's just knock this thing down, grab the lockbox, grab this thing, grab this thing. We're just going to make our way out. We're going to fail the objective for bonus XP, but at least we got almost every box. We're still getting paid. And the episode will only be a little bit over 1 hour, which I'm trying to hold to. But I don't like having 30-minute episodes. I find that, like, the missions are kind of unsatisfying if they're that fast. And there's nothing else going on in the episode, basically. As I try to not smack my tongue when I start talking. Level 3 armor blueprint, not bad. This is pretty sellable. Getting a lot of these stealth tech vests. I'm getting a lot more armor blueprints than I am of other weapons. To be fair, in the early game, I would basically never craft level 2 guns, so... Especially with Puppet Master now existing, I have, you know, great ways of... getting quality... Okay, that's looking like pretty good. No, there's got to be a better path than this. Let's start like that, and then come across. Okay, that's the best I've got. You can either leave or go to the box, up to you next turn. But yeah, with Puppet Master in the game, realistically, I would rather just buy... Expensive for sure, they're 200k each. I would rather buy, like, level 4 weapons from the market than stand up the nanofab early and delay other rooms that I care about, like getting field ops up sooner or things like that. Wow, you run so fast. Here, let's make you run even faster. Great, we clearly make it. Stacking move speed is so fun. Basically my other favorite Cyberknight build outside of playing Crit Stacker, which is very, very good. This seems pretty good because they're nice bits of loot. Other than Crit Stacker is Move Speed Stacker. You play a Wasteland Coyote. You grab... I forget which one of the traits is the Move Speed trait, but you take the Move Speed Spine mod, and you can stack like something like 30% move speed on your character, and you just zip around the map. It's kind of ludicrous. You run a soldier on your team and pump coordinated charge a few times, and you get to clear like half the map at once. It's kind of great. Anyway, hunting around, Glasswalker pops. Ooh, more reinforcements, and you're in a pretty inopportune spot for me. I'm just barely outside of vision, but Miriam is the one who matters. Like, she's actually the bodyguard target, so let's really, really make sure that you stay safe. It just, like, kind of happens to be behind this box. Is technically outside their vision cone. As mentioned, we failed this because it was under 5, not 5 or below. I'll leave the CK on the zone in case we need somebody. We shouldn't, but again, just in case. Miriam still goes for everyone else, so I'm not too worried just yet. And I'll start evacuating some of these people. I'll leave you for now. Reaper's here. You're there. Great. You don't have to hit evac, by the way. As long as your entire team is on an evac square, the game will say you did it. You're out. Goodbye. I have +2 move points available. Is it going to be enough? I think the answer is no. It's close, but it's... Oh, no, it is enough. Great. All right, then we are done. We've cleared the dangerous zone, but let's keep moving and get farther away. The courier has extracted. Good job. Good job, good job. You're out. Alrighty. The Blue Ox were on alert for the courier, but we cleared a path. I knew my data was in good hands with you, Viking. Next time I need a bodyguard, I know who I will call. So Rose and Bunny level up. That's nice. It lets me max out Glasswalker finally. And Bunny can get the last great point in Iron Grip. We also get the level in Face, which is nice. We're going to keep moving towards getting Field Coordination up. There is a real world where you skip points like these. The money is nice, of course, sure. You could potentially skip Puppet Master cooldown. One thing I have discovered is that as long as you co-conspire early on, you typically get your first limit break on your Gunrunner before you can get Puppet Master cooldown, which means you can get 2 Puppet Master breaks on your Gunrunner, kind of regardless of this node, because you can't really get it anyway in time. And that allows you to say, well, if we skip on money, if we skip on influence for bonus payments, and we just, I mean, like, I would still probably take these. I mean, they're nice. The 10 influence is good. The base talent is good. You can get field coordination a little bit sooner. Either way, I think if you're trying to really min-max, I could see a world where you just take base Dealmaker, base Puppet Master. I mean, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 for here. And then when you level up to level 2, 8, 9, level 3 is going to be 10, 11, and then level 4 is going to be 12, 13. If I'm really min-maxing, I think that's how I would play it. Is I would not get Puppet Master cooldown. I would simply rush for just 10 influence here. And I mean, I guess you could just not grab Dealmaker. I think Puppet Master's great. Like, I don't think I would ever skip this one, but it's like, yeah, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then level 3 has 10 turn cooldown field coordination, which, yeah, it's really early on. That is a lot of hype boosters. That is a lot of supercharging your Merc's power levels. It means you are not getting the Dealmaker influence, and money. But realistically, if this gives me 3 more hype boosters, that's probably worth it. You could argue why even go Puppet Master, but I think this one I would still defend as grabbing it right away. An alternate build really would be if you were like, especially if you're playing on lower difficulty where you have more money. I could see you actually going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, literally start of the game, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's level 3 at that point. And you're going to miss your first limit break, potentially. Or you just really wait to co-conspire. And the first thing you do is Nano Scrubber into Field Op Center. And, you know, as soon as you make the, like, 200k required to build those buildings, you've got Hype Rush going. Honestly, yeah, that's probably a real build. That's going to be a lot of XP and a lot of incredibly fast early power. I guess if you're like legitimately looking for the most power possible, and you're like, I'm going to spend money on my base, I'm not going to buy gear, I want Hype Rush as soon as possible, that's probably a good build. If you're going to be like a little bit slower and say, let's make sure I get good guns. Because one thing that's interesting is, like, especially on something like Chrome where your money sucks, it's just so low you can't do much. Puppet Master is basically saying, yeah, once I'm like level 7 and I've like gotten through the early game and I've got my feet under me, I can power spike and spend 400k and drop and get a bunch of loot, which is fine. But arguably the game is actually harder at level 3. And so just dropping everything and saying, no matter what, I will get field ops off the ground. I will spend on nothing else. I will make sure this happens. I can't hate on that. That's, I mean, for high difficulty, it's actually probably a better build. And you've got 10 turn cooldown field ops. And by the way, field coordination in and of itself gives you a token when you use it. So when you grab this and it says bonus token on use, it gives you all, like, both tokens you need to then buy Hype Booster itself. The Hype Booster costs 2. Yeah, that's good. I think that's really good. I think next time I play, I'm going to try that build and see how it feels. We get a Vanguard point. We can finally grab Glasswalker. Again, I think there's a real argument for getting this by level 4 instead and dropping 1 lure, 1 jam kit node. I think that's actually pretty reasonable. And then grabbing them back later on. For the soldier, we're going to finally grab this guy. The reason I like it is, look, it's a 5-point total grab here. But you've now got 20% ballistics extra pure, proactively, 2 charges, 2 turn cooldown. This is functionally up anytime you ever need it. And having almost no recoil and 20% ballistic is pure is a really good damage. Like, you saw those Brute Wings had 75% armor reduction. That means that this 20% is doing 4 times as much damage as ballistic, which means this line says deal 80% more damage. On a 2-turn cooldown, with no action point cost, and 2 charges, meaning permanent uptime. Also, if you have to go full auto, your second full auto doesn't have a recoil penalty, functionally. Truly very strong. And I'm thinking that, yeah, you know, it's nice to get Savagery to pop, but it's not doing that much more than Iron Grip was, and that's proactive in the first place. So next time I train a soldier, I'm probably going to just rush Iron Grip. I also think probably taking these marker sites points is worth it as well. Probably even the plus charge. It's a lot of damage, right? 15 accuracy, 15 crit. It'll sometimes hit more than one person. This is going to be kind of rare, but it happens enough to be worth a single talent point. And then it's like, yeah, I've got my good Iron Grip, I've got my good marker sites. Then I go Savagery, then I go Recoup. That is probably a slightly better build. I'm not sure quite the balance of Iron Grip versus marker sites, but it is nice having a lot of recoil generation just cut out in order to run everything else easily. And honestly, if I'm a level 1 soldier and my level 1 is 5 points here, 1 here, 1 here, and then my level 2 is these, and my level 3 is go like this. Here's 4, here's 5, probably here's 6. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. That's probably pretty nice. Either way, my team has been trained. We are just a couple XP shy on the sniper. That will allow her to grab the last point, which is going to be J-Tac +1 charge, which I really do want. That's going to be this all done. Then I can go into Vanguard afterwards. I can either be a second Glasswalker popper and make sure they never overlap, or I can start going at other stuff and, grab lure, jam kit, K protocol, who knows. Probably not going to grab the other sniper stuff. I could maybe go quiet kill. I think quiet kill is fine. It does not require that you have a sniper rifle, but if you don't one hit, you're not getting anything for this, so we'll figure it out later. I'm not really sure what I want. Either way, we're going to move forward until the next mission is ready. And so that's going to be spending money when we have it. Field Ops 3 is already underway. I'm not thinking Underworld Hub 3 is going for a while. I know I'm digging out the stuff, but I'm probably going to go for Field Ops Trainer, Nanofab. Sorry, not Field Ops. Simstream Trainer, Nanofab. Simstream Detox, Counter Intel Pod. And so we'll dig these out. We'll start the trainer. We'll dig this out, start the Nanofab. And by PL3, we're hopefully crafting the first Eagle Sight. That's going to be the bet I'm placing. We'll see if it works. We hope that you can win this legwork, because I don't have anything else I can spend for this. Hacking Station is 2. That's nice. Let's start digging out the bottom half and getting more going on. Joe needs my backing on a risky business move. I need him to still limit break, though, if possible. I need Underworld Hub tokens to make sure it looks well. Looks good. Let's move forward. Underworld Hub 2 has the cooling in place, but I want to build out these rooms. It's going to take a while, 7.5 days for all this, so good amount of time spent here. We're just kind of sitting on money until you limit break. Let's let time go. All right. Dusty limit breaks. I could Puppet Master, but all that would do was tie him with Joe. No point. Here, just take Street Mill items. I don't care. You don't matter to me at all. I will never use your services. Does she win? You're not the only one they've been dealing with, Shaduk. There was more than enough to create the ultimatum you wanted. Work with Shaduk, or I send this to your site's security officer. Have to say, the list of things they'll sell me now has grown significantly. You should scare my connections more often. 2 favors, and he's gained 20 influence. So, him moving towards leveling up is indeed happening. Shaduk is 100 influence, so yeah, he's next in line. We'll see if he gets more combat drugs or what, but I don't really care about what he's got here. I still want Joe to break at some point. Hopefully it'll be done soon. The docks don't forget their own. I found our connect. You found everything on my list? A Warner Braun global shipping container is on its way to the bottom of the Atlantic right now. Unlucky for them, lucky for us. Well done. Nothing good is cheap. Warner Braun Global is the best, so I'm sure your smuggler will still need a handsome payment. We'll be working on completing the deal and let you know when we're ready. 20% discount thanks to the legwork. And in 60 days, we got to actually make the declaration and spend the 400k. I don't have it right now, so we're going to wait a little bit. But yes, getting level 2 cybernetics is good. Lets me put in what I consider the strongest cybernetic in the game, which is the display link. The entire team can start getting crit chance, crit damage, and accuracy. We are pretty range focused as it is, so, positive stuff there. But again, I will take as long as I can to get my base in order and get my upgrades going. Got a line of where a gang is keeping the loot they've been siphoning off Warner Braun, a perfect target for a scav raid. The Fenian is ripping them off bad, but they're running out of places to stash their stolen loot. Stealing from the thieves, maybe even before they had a chance to count it. It's just a tip. I won't try to say it's more than that. You'd be the one going up against the Fenian. But let's say they are busy stealing Warner Braun's lunch. Who's watching their spot? And for this tip, what do we owe you? Nothing. This one's free. Keeping the Fenian off balance is a reward on its own. He's offered us a raid, the Underhive Reverse. So he's already limit breaked. This is, by the way, going to be a very fast mission, so I'm going to try to look to get more than one thing done at a time. This is going to be something that's going to take probably 10-15 minutes, and so not this episode, but in a future one, that'll happen. I'm just going to keep getting everything else lined up so that this is the next thing to go. I need your backing on a risky business move. I don't like this at all, but I've been approached by a German overboss operating out of New Berlin using the name Herr Schweinchen. A new smuggling route from across the Atlantic. Sounds good. What is making alarm bells go off? The offer is good. Really good. He has an arrangement to bring in weaponry and weapon mods from Warner Braun container boats. Simple. He imports, and I will be in charge of local distribution. The armaments he claims he can get through. He must have a hell of a connection in the Warner Braun military sector. So it sounds too good to be true? In this world, it usually is. Exactly. I wish that was the end of the story. To close the deal, the things he wants, demands, are outrageous, dangerous. But his promises, I'd be leapfrogging my competition completely. And that's true, the stuff in the service is really good. I need one of your mercs to play Bodyguard for a while. Risky, dangerous, those are our lines of work. What is he demanding? He wants to get all up in my business, way too close for comfort. There will be no deal unless I let some of his people shadow my every move for more than a week. He wants to watch everything I do here in the NBZ. Sounds like he wants to straight up steal your operational secrets. Naturally, he insists it is only to ensure that my gunrunner network is worth his trust and not a leaky bucket. There are other ways to figure that out without such invasive measures. Yeah, the whole thing is like drinking water from a damn UNA tap. It might kill me, but I'm going to go for it. Exactly what type of weaponry? He let me see a catalog of sorts. The Overboss's operation is pro. Real pro. We're talking military-grade Warner Braun personal defense weapons. ARs, UARs, and SMGs. The kind of weaponry that is impossible to get outside of direct sales to a MilSec organization. And the mods and attachments to go with them. It's coming from across the Atlantic, so none of it will go for cheap, but you know it's better than what I'm slinging right now. Again, that's true. It's including power level 3 weapons of Warner Braun nanofabrication. Is your organization ready for that kind of push? That's why I'm coming to you. I'll be frank, I can make it work, but I'd be sticking my neck out. I need your support to pull this off. But you and Hayes are my premier customers. I know you've got my back, right? You're asking for one of mine to join you as a bodyguard for the week, where Herr Schweinchen's goons are here. Alright, well, we're going to keep sending AIM. She's a bouncer, she's got good traits, and yeah, great. I guess you're the best one for the job, so go for it. And of course, if we fail, Herr Schweinchen gets leverage over the gunrunner, but if we succeed, we minimize the risk and exposure. It takes 10.5 days. Okay, fine. AIM is on the job. So you're asking one of mine to join you as a bodyguard for the week. You won't be able to prevent his people from seeing into the guts of your organization, but I can help you keep your spine straight if they start making threats or coming up with even more ridiculous demands. I won't let them play games on my watch, Joe. I'll be glad to have you around. I'm going to need you day and night by the sounds of it. Let me gather my gear, and let me know where to meet your runner. Thanks to you both, I'll feel a lot better with you and yours at my back, Viking. If the guns are going to flow, they better flow to you and then us, Gunrunner. Cool, so 72 to go. We also have a new merc on offer, which is nice, Hans. Let me double check that I've got enough people for this mission first, though, because I guess to be fair, it's only a basic raid. So as long as I have 4 people, which I certainly do, the same squad over and over again for now, then we can grab him a little bit later. Basically, every merc that you own takes a 3% cut from each mission. Now, they only take a cut from the direct mission payments. If you get cred ships or sell loot or things like that, those do not factor into it. And for things like raids or anything self-generated, well, there's no direct payment, and so there's no cost here. But for example, this hack the files in the set, that's going to pay me probably about 100k in total. And so, you know, I don't want to run that mission while I have a new guy on hire. Why not take my time and wait? That said, though, Hans is here. He used to run with Zasha back in the day. He is bull built, so bonus strength and bonus HP. He also comes with bonus ballistic damage, ignoring recoil, so he's going to be pretty good. Strength will give him recoil control. He's going to ignore recoil here, so he's going to be pretty good at using automatic weapons. Soldiers are automatically an automatic weapon focused class in the first place, so that's solid. And of course, if I had taken some of the face talents here, if I had went and grabbed Handpicked, he'd be level 6 to level 4. He'd be more powerful. That'd be kind of cool, but again, we're not really there right now. But yeah, she would be 2 levels higher, he'd be 2 levels higher. This feeds into itself. When someone shows up, they show up at some percentage of your entire team's XP amount. So you can see we're between 667 and 400, and he's at 300, right? So a little bit lower than the average of your team. If our average is around 500, again, he's at, what, 60% of the team overall? Sure. Again, give him 2 levels, and, you know, he's equal to the Cyber Knight. Isn't that nice? If you care about having a wide roster, then being good. Underworld Hub level 2 lets you get new mercenaries. That can be nice as well, right? All kind of fun stuff there. I do want Underworld Hub 3 to get a new Underworld Contact. There are 2 contact types I care about. I'd like to get relatively early, but the legwork still matters, so I'm in kind of a weird spot where I can't quite go for it yet. Ultimately, where we are is... I want to let time tick forward as best I can. I want to run these without the other guy, unless I can get my SimStream trainer up in time. I don't think I can, to be clear, but if I were able to do so, that would be great. We are 200 XP away from the face leveling up. That is multiple missions ago, 3 to 4 realistically. So it's going to be a while till we can get the really, really sick field coordination buff. That'll, again, take a while. What's nice though is I believe level 7 is worth 2 talent points, so I can get both at once. I get a 10-turn cooldown. That'll be really nice. Or a 10-day cooldown, 40 turns technically, the way the game is coded. Time can tick forward still. Remember you owe me an obligation, Viking. Well, it's time. I'm calling it in. I need you and your team right now. Rush work always costs the most. Nuh-uh, not on an obligation, Hayes. This one's on the house, remember? Don't worry, we've got you in this one. Right, Viking? Yep, that's how this works. What do you need? That's what keeps this partnership strong. If I promise you a favor, I always come through for you. I see you don't like to hesitate when I call in obligations. Yep, accurate. So, Mongo, what are we jumping into? I've got a defector. Someone I should have buried in a trash heap a while ago, if you're looking 2020. Zara Reynolds worked her way up through my organization to become an important coordinator. Got her hands in everything. Anyone who knows too much can eventually be a liability. Anyone except for your face, you mean? Well, be careful whom you trust. That's always the right line to take. Zara knows enough to do some serious damage, and now she's gone to the law. Of all things, gone over to Bravestar? Bravestar has been very interested in my organization for a long time, so they must have cut a pretty good deal. Zara's too scared to try and play the mole, so the deal involves extracting her and protection services and all that sludge. The Bravestar extraction is scheduled in fewer than 8 hours. Zara has gone to ground, so there is no way we'll find out where she's hiding before then. But I know the time and place of the extraction. I need you there. I need you to snuff Zara Reynolds out right in front of her new pals. I know I can trust you to take care of this. So our obligation to Mongrel is a promise to step in times like these. If we do not assist, we will permanently burn the relationship to the ground and our overall relationship, or reputation rather, in the underworld. The damage of the burn will flow through any positive and negative relationships that Mongrel has. So one thing I actually learned recently, one of the devs talked about it on Discord this week, is there are about 4 times as many contacts, quote-unquote, acting in the background than what you actually have contact cards for. Now, I don't know if they're all, like, full, like, contacts, quote-unquote. Like, I don't know what's under the hood exactly, but there are various in sort of the real world, like AIs essentially working through and doing things and having contact interactions. So anyone that Mongrel potentially likes, or any contacts that would exist and have a spider web come out, burning Mongrel can like reduce trust with other people, for example. Again, don't know all the details, haven't like thoroughly tested this by any means, but appears to be something that exists. And there are several actors in their sort of contact system, network, whatever you want to call it. So, Snitch Snuff Out is ready to be planned in the Command HQ. It is due in exactly 1 day. It is a high-stakes mission. If we fail, we will... Mongrel will hate us forever. Now, that said, I don't think she's particularly useful. I don't care if the K-Milieu don't like me. I don't care that she trusts Rose. I, don't care that she pays more for accounts or buys items for more, because she doesn't buy items in the first place. She only buys accounts. And I can have other people who will buy accounts for decent money here. For example, I think Potato is not far off. Potato, I guess, doesn't pay more for accounts. I'm wrong. But regardless, like, I wouldn't sell to you because you have no things that I care about. That said, we'll run it anyway because it's content. So next episode, we'll be running Snitch Snuff Out plus this raid, and probably this hack as well. And it's looking really, really likely that, unless I want to be able to run something here, so I don't have field coordination ready. It's not ready for more than 8 days. If I level it up, I can unlock 20 move speed, 25% move speed and 1 move point. But I'd rather just take planned leverage. Or planned advantage, rather. It just seems stronger. And I think I'd rather have this than crit chance for the first turn. So I will take my wonderful leverage here. My token generation will go down to 7 days soon. That's nice. There's no hacking here, of course. It's just the squad. Now, one consideration I could make is subbing out my Vanguard for the soldier. It would make the job easier. I've played this mission many, many times. You don't really need any anti-tech stuff here, but realistically, honestly, we're fine with the squad that we have. We are clearly not finishing a Simstream trainer in time. We're not going to use any other tokens anywhere else. So realistically, the play is next episode, we're going to run Snitch Snuff Out. We're going to run this relatively soon. I'll try to get my base done in time if I can, get the Simstream trainer up. Going to run this as well. And then, yeah, it'll be like kind of 3 roughly bite-sized episodes next, or missions next episode. I think that's me. We are Pride level 2. We've got some heat. It's not the end of the world. We are trying to bank some money. We are trying, if I sort by influence, we are trying to get Origami Joe to get a limit break here. But he's still in line behind Shaduk and Heartsek. Heartsek's an enemy, so that'll be fun. And Wendigo here. So eventually he'll be useful, but yeah, I really want to get some level 4 guns up before I build the Eagle sight. Okay. Taking long enough. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.